My sophomore and junior years of high school, I did quite a bit of things that I have since regretted. I started going to a lot of parties thinking that I was going to prove to myself that I could get women to like me, and thus putting myself in a lot of bad situations. And it's been hard because since then, the devil has been happy to remind me of all the things that I've done. And it really created a lot of resistance in me moving forward because I was looking at the past. I was terrified that people wouldn't accept me if they knew these different things that I'd done in my life. So what I want to do is talk about how we can let go of the past and not hold on to these things that are keeping us from truly feeling God's love and forgiveness. For a long time, I didn't really know that God desired me at all times. He desired me in my great places, and he also really desired me in my low places. And I had such a hard time letting him see these dark parts of my life. I remember going to church especially during that time period where I was falling into these more places of sin, and I wasn't even sure if I was supposed to be in church. I felt somewhat awkward being in adoration chapel, and going to confession was even more terrifying to me. And I encourage you, if you're struggling with at all wanting to experiencing God's love or allowing him to forgive you, is just sit with him in the adoration chapel. And if you start to have these thoughts that say you shouldn't be there, or you're not good enough to be there, God doesn't love you, then know that that's the evil spirit. That is not God at all talking to you. Like I said before, the evil spirit's wanting to keep you from experiencing God's love. And so the evil spirit's going to tell you and remind you about all the things that you've done. It's going to tell you that you're not good enough or that you really are not worthy of God's love. But the truth is that none of us are. God has loved us before we have even done anything. I remember my junior year having the confession. And when I'm talking about the confession, I mean like the confession where I said all of the bad stuff that I'd done. I don't think I'd been to confession for a year and a half by the time I went. And I went in expecting that when I left, that I was just going to instantly feel better. Like I'd never done anything before. But I left and I was super disappointed because I didn't feel forgiven at all. And the problem wasn't that God hadn't forgiven me. It was that I hadn't forgiven myself. We don't need to justify it to ourselves or blame other people or try to redirect these insecurities that we have. We can accept what we've done and these bad things that we've done in our lives, and then accept God's forgiveness in it. If we're trying to push these feelings down, saying that they're not as bad as they are, we're really just delaying the experience of healing. We can experience true healing when we can forgive the people that we feel like have hurt us. I've wanted to blame a lot of people in my life for these dark places that I've had, be my past coaches, my friends, my dad. But as long as I'm holding on to that anger or that hatred that I might have for those people, it's not doing me any good. Because the sad truth is, like I said, that we're all broken in different ways. My final thought to leave you with is to not let your past define your future. While the evil spirit may continue to remind you about these past things that you've done, accept that as an invitation from God to grow closer to him, to let more light be shed into that darkness of our lives. I promise that if you accept that love and accept the forgiveness that God wants to give you, that his plan for you is beautiful. And you can still be a great mother, a great husband, a great priest, but as long as you're holding on to those dark parts of your life, then you're not going to be able to move forward. If you'd like to see more videos like this from Create the Culture, I encourage you to go to our website at www.createtheculture.com and to check out our different social media profiles.